folks, Marie here for some Real Talk with Coffee. Here today to talk about when my kids don't come first. So, it sounds a bit trite to say, but I think we've all talked at some point in our lives about how our kids come first, or how we want to put our kids first. Or quite often for many of us, it's not even that we don't, we put our kids first because we have to. We actually want to. We want to spend more time with our children than we actually have time. And that's a super common issue and something that I think all of us as parents struggle with in terms of work-life family balance. It's not just getting it all done. It's actually about making sure our time is spent where we value most. And for many of us, that can be our kids. But that's not actually what I'm here to talk about today. Today I want to talk about this idea that sometimes our kids don't come first. And it doesn't have to always be in a crisis. So I think that there's definitely times when our kids come first no matter what. A few months ago, I took my daughter to the emergency room. Kids come first. It didn't matter if I had appointments then. It didn't matter if I was teaching then. I would cancel my class. I would leave the building. I would take my daughter to ER. You just do what you need to do in times of crisis, for sure. However, I think there's also times of work crisis or work busyness or life busyness that happen. We have to take our own selves to the doctor, or we're really sick, or there's some important deadline looming at work, and so we work longer than we mean to, or than we want to, or than we think we should. And those are times when our kids don't come first, but we have a reason to prioritize other things. I also think it's really valuable to recognize there's going to be times in our life where our kids just aren't first, not for any crisis reason, but just because of this time and place, we need to put something else first. And for me, the last few weeks, that's actually been seeing friends. So there are a few weeks here where I had night workshops, which I usually do about twice a week, which does cut into my family time. But I also then met friends for coffee twice in ways that actually took away from my normal after school time with my kids. And I had a choice to make, and I could choose to not meet my friends for coffee. It was the best time we could put together, right? And there's still that guilt. Real talk, there's still that guilt when I do something that's not just about self-care or just about managing a work crisis, but honestly just because I want to, and it's taking away time from my kids. But the way I like to think about it is to look at it honestly and say, I am choosing to meet this friend that I only see once every 6 or 8 weeks or so. I'm choosing to meet her for coffee and actually have that face-to-face interaction, which I find so valuable. And yes, I am choosing that over my kids today. And tomorrow I will choose my kids over something else, because that's usually what happens. And so recognizing that it's actually okay if our kids don't come first all the time. And it's also really nice when they do come first as often as possible. All those things can be true at once, because creating balance on your own terms isn't about perfection or idealism. It's about responding to the frank and honest choices we have in front of us and making the best decisions we can, and then moving forward from there. So those are my thoughts about putting kids first. Sometimes we do, sometimes we don't, and it's okay to own both of those, and it's okay to feel good about both of those. It's okay not to feel guilty about either one as well. All right. Cheers.